All right. Big goal detection. So today we have Powell speaking at 10 a.m. Testifying for Congress, I think. Try to refresh this. Oh, monetary policy for the Senate. Okay. So Powell's testifying for the Senate. Um, that should probably bring some real volatility here into the after the open. Um, is the 830 level probably gonna have maybe a pivot or something? Maybe. See. And currencies are kind of bouncing. Cool. All right. So let's just get a quick rundown of what happened yesterday. So a big rebalance there on the Dow. We had that fair value gobble long to the order block. Bing, bang, boom. Right at CE of that, basically. We didn't really respect that inefficiency here, but I mean, if you draw this to the full area right here, then it kind of is respecting it. But yeah, not really on that open. Yeah, we've got a big new week opening gap down here. We did barely tap into it on the 4 hour. Looks like we do have a small inefficiency here. And this is going to be there's a little 4 hour there. Basically rebalance that whole range. That fair value gobble has played out. I wouldn't trust it anymore. We do have this SR area here. This is a nice level. Relative equal highs, relative equal lows. I'm gonna rename it. Relative equal high lows. Yeah, this is a nice big level to be souping. And then on the one, we've got another little fair value gap here that never really got tapped into. So just gonna note that. There's another one here. So some small little areas here. We'll see how important they are as we come into the day. But yeah, just coming consolidating lower. 15 minute. We've got some relative equal highs into this fair value gap here. So that's going to be a nice area of interest now. So that's there. I'm gonna tag and alert there. We've got smooth highs into these inefficiencies. And that's the 4. Wow. So we got the 4 hour there with some highs, and then we've got the 1 hour, and I'm probably going to come tag into that. What is this? This is the Tuesday open, basically. This is just a gap. So there are some levels there. Um, I just hate how this is a down candle because it just doesn't make sense that they colored it white like that. Should be, I mean, it is a down candle, but it's only because it didn't close up. Yeah, just confusing. The real open is down here. So big gap. We got to pull liquidity just into the gap, so very likely that could be a level 2 down here. But the obvious ones on the higher time frame are these highs, and then yeah, just a bit lower. We do already have SMT though, so yeah, kind of hard to get a real trade idea here. We got Asia, London, Asia, big PM session. Oh no, that's regular trading hours. Big AM session range. There's the PM session. And then lunch. Okay. So yeah, we've already taken out AM session, and then made relative highs. Consolidating lower, maybe it's a long back up to these, and then another move down. Just quickly looking at the flows because I haven't really looked at those yet. And screenshot these. So net, the tide is definitely bullish. And we did have puts ramping up, but into the sell-off, they also came down. And then we basically flatlined with a slow grind up. Calls coming down all day, flatlined into the up move, and then really selling off. So that is actually pretty bearish. We did have them squeezing divergently. Um, so that's SPY. Alright, SPY, and then now the Dow. Dow was flat out bearish all day. Calls did come up into the bounce, but that just, to me, that's just following price. Dow, not a lot of premium though, so nothing to take really serious either way. The premium for SPY 2 wasn't that crazy either. Just comparing titles, usual. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty bearish, but it wasn't like an insane amount. So if there is a down move, it doesn't seem like it would be that crazy. So that kind of confirms my bullishness. Just higher time frame or intermediate term. Alright, Russell had some weird movement there. Calls came up, and then we delivered to the upside after a weird thing in the puts grinding up into the highs, giant oscillation of getting out, getting back into their puts. But yeah, hard to say. There's no like big spikes here in the volume. But calls were declining. And they were declining since the high, but I mean the price was coming down. So nothing there to know on that flow basically. Can't really determine anything from that. We did have on Friday though. Friday was um, bearish, though they did sell a lot of puts there. Um, it was bearish. It was bearish because they were selling calls, but they're selling puts too. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Yeah, calls and puts both positive, so kind of tough read there to engage anything. And then let's check out Q's. Net flow. They must have changed the dashboard here. Interesting. Alright, Q's bullish, puts were on bottom, but they were still positive, and calls got dumped into the close, but puts also got dumped. Yeah, nothing really there either. Holdings, nothing really there. Really bearish Friday, very bullish Monday. Looks like they bought back their calls. But puts were still positive, you know. They did go negative at some points, but you know, they did rally that and then slightly sell it off. So if we just quickly look what's happened since the close. Yeah, we have grinded down. So any bearish premium that I've seen, which I did. Yeah, so the amount of bearish premium, it seems like that might have already been enough to kind of like, okay, that's cool story. That's happened and now we've already gone down. So now we're getting a SMT here on Russell. Maybe that's a long one. Alright. What time is it? So 20. Okay. Cool. Let's go back to the charts. So yeah, nothing super crazy in the flow. I think it's possible we could keep heading lower, but it's like there's SMT on both sides. So all right, ES. That's a really weird, ugly daily chart. All right, yeah. So here's the gap down. We did take out the low here, but we got SMT at that low, which makes total sense. Bearish fair value up here. And yeah, we're not really expecting this, but I mean we are coming back below, and then we displaced below it. So that's just interesting. All right. And then we also have the 1 hour here nested. There's a little nested PE right there. That lines up. Smooth highs. Cool. We've got relative equal lows now here. We also had relative equal lows here. Looks like we're just manufacturing this low, which to me makes me it's bullish since they want to soup it. Who knows? All right, yeah, 15-minute. Those lows look really smooth. I would expect this low to probably also be taken and maybe even this low. So maybe we get a nice. Technically, this is a fair value gobble using this order block. So yeah, we could easily come down here, tap into this, not kind of shallow. Maybe use the bottom of this regular trading hours gap. Maybe that's the case, and we get a short from there, maybe, and then back up. That would be nice. That makes sense to me. Let me leave some notes. Not keeping track of this at all. YM. What was the story there? YM. Nice soup of the lows so far with our different SMT. Has some relative equal highs. Has some relative equal highs internally with oh man, that was very good. And then ES looks like it could soup the lows and prior to that soup the low resistance liquidity highs into the same fair value gap as YM. Those things align. Same type of area, same sort of liquidity here. No displacements to the downside. It's the only one, but it wasn't a real shift to me. On the 4 hour, there was still no shift. Cool. Quickly at YM. We had a market structure shift. We probably delivered that already. This is a gap up, so gap down, gap up. Yeah. 15-minute. I don't know why it does that. Shift there. Failure. Relative equal highs. Internal shift. S&P. Cool. NASDAQ. Oh. Quickly just to see if I miss something. Weekly hasn't taken anything. Weekly hasn't taken anything. Weekly hasn't taken anything. Cool. Well, besides the. Oh. Yeah, never mind. Weekly should have taken something. Wow, it didn't. Okay. Still internal. Maybe Russell did. Nope. Alright, daily. Wow. More relative equal highs here. Really strong level here. I need to mark that. On a daily, nothing really though. Efficiency wise. Oh, that's not a candle. Okay. Just a bit. Cool. Came up here, rejected the order block, made sort of another little liquidity pool above these candle bodies into this bearish fair value gap. Wow, this is a really strong fair value gap, huh? 4 hour. So yeah, we've been rejecting this 4 hour. We got relative equal highs here, relative equal highs here. yeah, pools of liquidity, shorts. Came up here, rejected the order block. We have some inefficiencies here. Basically an inversion almost. 4 hour. This one's bullish. But we'll see if it holds. And then we got another one down here. Oh, just clone that. Alright. So far, we're looking to kind of hold that. There's these gaps here. I missed the other one. Just need to put it as like, yeah. Alright, no 1 hour nested. You know, we got some down here. So that's kind of obvious. Low resistance liquidity here. We've shifted, not very clearly there, but we are like, there are fair value gaps being created, so just interesting. But on the 1 hour, there's not much to say. So yeah, technically there's like an inversion there. But, all right, 15-minute, we kind of took out that breakout level. We have relative equal highs here. Now we're using that, so I'm going to mark that out. And we do got lows down here. That's what I was looking at. All right. 15-minute though, yeah, we've just been rolling over. Something's a little bit changing here, looks like. Let's see. But yeah, I mean, this isn't like super bearish. Barely shifted weekly below that, so it's not like a super strong move down. 4 hour, no real shifts, just a fair value there. And it's failing here, so getting balanced. Maybe on the 15. Clear shift there on the 15. Continued to clearly shift here, but not as strong. And then a failure there. So yeah, that lines up. And we souped this low again, though it wasn't very deep, but it did soup it. So that might be enough to maybe even get along, maybe. Alright, Russell. But yeah, NASDAQ no real clear levels for me. Just gonna have to look at the S&T to see what's going on. Alright, Russell still has those relative equal highs. We got the fair value gobble long, that's playing out. That played out really nice. Usually it's gonna at least do 50% of the total range, which it did. So that played out. It's very, very obviously respecting this bearish gap. And then we do have relative equal highs in there too. So yeah, really respecting it. You can see here is respecting the CE of that. Came up, still holding below. Couldn't even get a wick to fully close that. And the way that it's sort of like still bodies are respecting CE does show that it is a real level. But yeah. And then there's another 4 hour here. And that was a very clear bearish shift there. But maybe we've already played out since we had the fair value gobble. And then now we're kind of back down to the CE. So it says we got relative lows there. I guess if you're using smaller time frame. It's more like, I guess I want to label that as relative low, just support resistance. But one thing that could be happening is this is just another re-soup fractal of the same setup. So I'm just going to keep an eye out for that. We've got very clear relative equal highs on the 1 hour, and we still have some inefficiency to fill. We'll see. We did have another shift down and failure so far. So yeah, lines up. And then some relative equal lows as a pool here. Maybe not necessarily. Let me just right there. So yeah, there's some relative equal lows being that got souped for the short there. And yeah, I mean, sort of a level there. And we had relative equal lows, soup down. So maybe come down to the CE of this, down into this. It's going to be hard to catch that though. Almost had a shift here, could easily keep heading a bit lower. So this is such a big range to long. There's no levels in here to trust. It's just one big move. So yeah. Yeah, these highs are definitely there. And then that 4 hour, technically there's one being formed here. We got more. Nope. But yeah, that is a level there. There's something happening in this little support resistance zone. Alright. Yeah, Russell kind of hard to. I really wanted to look for longs just as a daily thing, but that's just too tough to catch that. There'd have to be some sort of S&T rotation thing happening with the Dow. Alright. Just a quick look at the other charts. So yeah, Dow Jones still has very clear relative equal lows that it never tapped into. Russell now finally breaking that low after no SMT on here. So maybe we're finally going to get a delivery down for the regular stock charts. We'll see. SPY, NASDAQ came higher, rejecting, but have not come and tapped the gap at all. Whereas Dow and Russell have totally filled it in. Dow also has the same relative equal highs, same with Russell. Relative equal highs here on SPY. So yeah, we do have a pull up here for ES, NASDAQ, not really, but cool. So yeah, we do have some sort of upside area of interest. The Dow does still have SMT on the lows, especially on the futures. We've got relative equal highs on ES, and then obviously SMT with this whole range, this gap. We did take out all of these other lows though, and on NASDAQ we've held them. So there's actually bullish SMT there on Qs. But yeah, kind of tough because Dow does look like it wants to. I don't trust any shorts here. I think the only thing I can look for is a long, and it may already be happening. The main level that ES took out was this one, so I don't really trust that. It's the AM. That's the opening level, but Nasdaq also took it, and then there's just this arbitrary order block that doesn't matter. So yeah, I don't trust anything with where we're at right now, at least on those charts. ES took out basically everything until the London low, but I don't trust any of these levels either. And there's like some sort of support resistance relative equal high lows there. So very likely we soup deeper. That might line up with ES souping out these prior lows, which would just be the gap filling here. So yeah, wow, QQQ, QQQ really just opened up and went for it. Closed here, gapped up here, wicked the whole thing. Closed here, gapped up here, barely came down. Interesting. Weird. That doesn't make any sense to me. Monday at 4. Just a weird API wicked or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, there's nothing super clear to me here. Obviously we have this low on the Dow coming in. But ever since then, oh, okay, so yeah, we do have higher lows here with these guys coming lower. There's actually a long setup, I'm pretty sure. And this is the lunch low. So with lunch, ever since lunch, ever since the lunch, we've just gone lower, and Dow has actually held higher, and then Russell's also come lower. So I think what we're waiting, yeah, I think what we're really waiting for is sort of like a S&T confirmation with NASDAQ and ES. But it's just there was SMT here, gave us the long. Well, I mean, he got equal highs, now consolidated. We went higher, took out sell side, since the morning low to lunch. ES came higher, took out the AM. That gave the short there in NASDAQ. Interestingly enough. What? How did I miss that? Oh, it was kind of into the close. Yeah, I saw that. It was into the close. So yeah, technically that's exact same short we keep getting. But now because we've been holding here, it doesn't make much sense. Like from a logical perspective. So yeah, I would expect some sort of soup to occur for a long between ES and NASDAQ. If YM takes out this low, then that changes things. But at the same time, if YM takes out that low, I would actually probably expect these guys to start to show relative strength. So I'll be watching that dynamic. That's the trade I'm looking for today. That's the only one I can see, and it makes sense. So seems decent. Accumulate some lows for steel. Which time frame? Okay, yeah. 15-minute given owl. But might be some ops prior on the low diagrams. Yeah, and it looks like accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and then just accumulation, manipulation, distribution for the high diagram. That's kind of alright. That's the video.